And then I got my man Alex Thomas that just popped in. So we're live right now on YouTube and on Spreaker.com. Veejay's Unsportsmanlike Conduct. You just heard the former All-Pro left tackle Richmond Webb from my beloved Miami Dolphins for the last hour talk some NFL draft picks with me. I think he's right. I think the Dolphins trade that pick out of 3. I would love them to stay there and stick with Jamar Chase, but I don't think they do that. I think that they trade that pick, maybe get some better picks, move down to 8 or 9 with Denver and Carolina, and that will allow Denver and Carolina to go get their quarterback at number 3, and Miami still can end up with Chase, Pitts, Waddle, or Devontae Smith. One of those 4 receivers are still going to be there. So moving on, man. Once again, I want to thank everybody tuning in live right now. VJ's Unsportsmanlike Conduct, live on Spreaker.com, our Hype Radio. We're also check me out on Facebook too, and make sure you go to my IG live on Voice Up Next, Big Vanilla Funny. So moving on, man. My next special guest, man. Look, let me tell you something. This guy needs no introduction, but I pride myself on my introductions because my introductions be the shit. This gentleman, I think, does not get the due that he is deserved in the black acting and comedian in the comedy world. I don't think he's up there, or people put him up there where they really should. Why Do Fools Fall in Love? Two Could Play That Game. Players Club, Jamie Foxx Show. He used to write for the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He put me on to his comedy shows. It's the Mr. Funny Don't Stop. I mean, this guy is hilarious as hell. And I know he's a big sports guy. So I asked him, I texted him the other day, do you like sports? You're born and bred out here. He's like, I'm a sports fanatic. So I thought we'd be really cool to bring him on to the show today, man, and talk some shit for the next 30-40 minutes. I got some questions lined up for his ass because I know he's going to bring the funny like he always does. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome to VJ's Unsportsmanlike Conduct, my man, Mr. Alex Thomas.
What's up, boy?
What's up, Pimpin'?
Man, I had no clue you were a sports fanatic.
Dude, I've been doing, this is my 5th year on my sports talk show. I have over 20,000 downloads. I get listeners from 25 states and 16 countries. I freelance with Fox Sports. Thank you. I freelance with Fox Sports. I freelance with ESPN Radio. I call college football, high school football, and high school basketball and girls college softball for various networks and freelance. Wow. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is.
Were you an athlete yourself?
Yeah, I played football, baseball, basketball, and I threw shot put, discus, and track.
Damn, I did dice, spades, and dominoes. All city, all block.
Yo. I told.
Man, your internet froze up right as you were in the middle of laughing, and you're still frozen. Damn it. Dude, you're still frozen on my screen. You are still frozen the hell up. VJ, I still can't see you, bro. I'm still waiting. I don't know if you're still laughing. All I know is I got you right in the middle of you drinking, and then you probably spit up your drink. Well, now that I'm here, I might as well be the host of your show. I do not see you at all, but I see me on your screen on your show, but I don't see you. So I don't know if anyone's watching right now. I am taking over for VJ Vernon. My name is Alex Thomas. I'm the ghetto Tiger Woods. They call me Inglewoods. Dude, what the hell happened? All I know is you took a sip and I think you spit up because you were laughing and you completely froze.
Because I don't know, man. I've been on air for like the last hour and 40 minutes. I've had other guests on, and I'm just like, but we.
Oh, you do 2 hours every Wednesday?
No, man. I'll do shows, Alex. I'll do shows at 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning, 3 in the morning, whenever it hits me to get on air. I've done shows up to 3 hours. The compliment that I love the most is when professionals listen to me. They go, "You carry a show very well by yourself." I rarely have guests on. I normally can just
just literally talk on your own. And
Yes.
then, because I'm on StreamYard on my podcast, so I know how it works. And people just
Yes.
hit you up, and you just kind of go off that.
Yeah, well, no, well, what happens with Spreaker? Spreaker allows me to just record and put it out there, and then people can go back. I get way more downloads than I do live listeners because people are busy. And
Oh, so
people
you're
are
not
doing
on a certain. You're not on a certain. Like for example, we're on every single Tuesday, 3 to 4 o'clock. Right? You
Yeah.
just do them when you do them, and you upload them when you upload. It's not like it's on a certain.
No,
Like,
no.
oh, okay.
I upload it as soon as it's done. As soon as I'm done recording, I upload it, and that way people can go back and listen. Right now, about 87% of my streams come from iHeartRadio. So
Exactly.
iHeartRadio picked me up about a year and a half ago. They noticed me on Spreaker. I got an email saying, "Hey, we noticed you're getting some traction with your sports talk show. We like to bring independent people over and see what they got and see if we know they can get some listens over here. Would you like to sign with us?" So I got over there. It monetizes a little bit, not as much as I would like it to, but that's gonna come one day.
Of course.
And yeah, and I get my
Just
streams
got to keep
over
doing
there.
what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's get right into it, man. Let's
Wait, do I hear a baby? Do I hear a baby?
Man, listen, bro. He always is right here. He's always standing right
Hey, how old is he?
here. 15 months, man.
Man, that is so cool. Because I'm going, my son is 7 months and he's asleep right now. So I'm going, dude, is he in another room?
Yeah,
I'm thinking it was my baby, but it's your son. There you
Yes.
go. What's his name?
No. This is Cameron.
Cameron. Hi,
This is Chilla-
Cameron.
This is Chilla Cam. Say, my daddy called me Chilla Cam because all I do is chill.
Chilla Cam. That is funny.
Yeah.
Hey, man,
People
I know
call
how
me
it is.
Chilla Cam. Look, people was like, "Oh, your son, Chilla Cam." I said, "Hold on, nigga, calm down." My son,
Right. I said Chilla.
we vanilla niggas. We ain't
Right.
they don't like we vanilla bros over here. Don't
Right,
be trying to
right,
bully-
right.
Yeah, they ain't Chilla Cam. No, Chilla
right.
Cam. Ain't
That's
killer-
funny.
Ain't no killer shit. I throw bugs out. I don't even kill bugs no more. I pick them up on the napkin. I throw bugs outside now.
What part of New York were you from?
I'm not from New York, man. I'm actually from the DMV area, but my mom's from Jersey, so I spent a lot of summers in New York and New Jersey with my grandparents.
Because it's so,
But I'm
your accent is
Yeah.
so Bronx, Brooklyn. I just figured you were from the heart of NYC, son.
Yeah, son, you know what I mean? Yeah. Dead ass, B, you know what I'm saying? Dead ass, yo. So, you know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like, I mean, came out here to Los Angeles and shit, try to do my thing out here, man.
Right, you came out here to Cali. You came out here to Cali.
Came to Cali, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got some
Right.
eye trees out here, you know what I'm saying? This is
Right,
ain't
right.
nothing like back home, though, you know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
but yeah, man. Yeah, no, my first radio gig was with Sirius Satellite Radio. I was co-hosting and special guest spotting on the Howard Stern Sports Division. That's how I got into the industry.
Okay.
Mike Hill, and he used to be at ESPN. He's
I know
on, you know
Mike.
Mike Hill.
I know Mike,
Hill.
right.
Yeah, Mike Hill's my guy, man. My wife used to babysit his daughters when we used to live in Connecticut when she first started with ESPN. That's how
Oh, when
we
he
met
was
Mike.
at ESPN out in Bristol.
Yeah. My wife was working with him at ESPN, so that's how
Okay.
I met him. And when I met him, he was like, "Dude, you need to be talking. You need to be talking sports, man." I was like, "That's what I'm trying to do." So he actually put me on with a guy, Sirius Satellite Radio. So I started my career in New York. Is when I first started talking sports. So it was all Yankees, Knicks, Nets,
Right.
Mets, Giants,
Right.
Mets, and hockey. There was big hockey.
I'm a huge. I don't know if you know that too. I'm a huge hockey fan too. I grew up.
too. Oh, I love hockey. I grew up with the Rangers.
I'm a Kings fan, and I actually played hockey for 14 years.
Shut the fuck up.
I am dead serious. When Snoop found that out, man, he freaked out. He did a show. We had a show called Dog After Dark.
Yeah.
And we would do skits and sketches. And I wrote something that had to do with hockey. And he was amazed that I had my pads, I had my stick, I had my skates and everything. He was like, "Cuz, I thought you from South Central, cuz." I'm
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
"I am from South Central."
Yeah.
He's like, "Nigga, what no rinks in South Central? Like,
No.
where did you play? How did you?" Easy story, VJ. I was the only black kid in an all-white private school for 10 years. I was bused from the heart of South Central LA, 69th and Normandy, where the damn riot started.
Yeah.
I was bused to Beverly Hills, smack dab middle of Beverly Hills. That's why when I got to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Will and I got along so well because the kind of like the same way he grew up in Philly was kind of like the same way I grew up here in LA. But all the white kids were playing hockey.
Yep.
And Culver Ice Rink, it's still there to this day, but it's no longer an ice rink, but it's still the building's there. It's in Culver City. It's right on Sepulveda, 2 blocks away from the Fox Hills Mall. I don't know how well you know LA. You know the
Yeah,
Fox
no,
Hills Mall?
I know Culver City very well. I used to work at Fox Sports over there.
Okay, so the Culver Ice Rink is where the Kings actually practiced. That was their practice facility until the Staples Center was open,
Okay.
right? So it was the Kings pro hockey team Kings practice facility, but when they weren't practicing, it was a public ice rink for public, and all the kids in LA, like rich white kids, and everything. This is the '70s and the '80s. That was where the hockey, where you played hockey. So that was something big at my little private school. So the white kids would get, free new equipment every year, and I got hand-me-down shit and learned how to play. And I was nice. I was a left wing. I could skate. But to this day, my daughter just saw my ice skates, my hockey skates. She said, "Daddy, you ice skate too?" I'm like, "Daddy can ice skate, yes."
Well, I know you skate because, and I'm dating myself here, but this is how long you're in my ingrained memory as far as entertainment and comedy goes. I remember a skating thing on MTV. You VJ, exactly, brother. Come on, dog. When I tell you, I don't be front AT. I do this, bro.
You actually remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
I can tell you what it was. I'm gonna tell you what it was.
You had the Jerry curl fro back then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna tell you what it was though. It was. I'm gonna tell you exactly what it is. Gonna fuck you up. Is it okay to discuss?
Of course, man. This is my shit.
Okay, nigga, that was Jay-Z's Rockefeller premiere. I'm a new rapper. It's my first album, Reasonable Doubt. MTV did a roller skating kind of like listening party for Rockefeller Records, and this new rapper named Jay-Z on this new album named Reasonable Doubt, and MTV threw it at a roller rink out here, but they threw it in LA. Diddy was there and everybody was there, and I was kind of like hosting. And man, yes, that's crazy. You remember that, but MTV did that.
I remember that.
So that was 97, 98, the year he came out.
Yep. Well, Reasonable Doubt is
97, 98.
Yeah. Reasonable Doubt is that. Yeah. So when you mention hockey, I'm like, all right, that's believable. Because I remember that nigga was skating.
Yeah. Roller skating was first.
In a roller rink for some shit back
Exactly.
in the day.
Roller skating was first because that's just hood shit. Any hood in America, roller skating. Yeah. But hockey was something new to me around 4th, 5th grade. And I fell in love with the sport, and I fell in love with the Kings. And, me being a kid that grew up in South Central, I was already going to the Forum because remember at that time, well, you might not remember because you weren't here then, but the Lakers and the Kings shared the Forum. During the Wayne Gretzky, Magic Johnson days, blah, blah, blah. But all of my cousins were vendors at the Forum, meaning popcorn, fucking, you know what I mean? The Coca-Colas.
They all Mexicans now. The Mexicans own.
They're all Mexicans now, yeah.
Mexicans own all that shit now.
Exactly. But back in the
old niggas selling shit at games in LA no more.
Exactly.
They're on the street corner.
Exactly. Well, in the 80s, it was niggas with Jerry curls selling you popcorns and peanuts and Coca-Cola, and 20 of them was my cousins. So I was sneaking into the Forum with them, watching the Lakers and the Kings. So that's when I fell in love with sports.
Oh my God! No, we back east, we always had this infatuation. That's what made me such a big Kobe fan. Is back east, we always had this infatuation with when gangster rap came out, when the Lakers were Showtime and the Kings, and we back
NWA.
East, we would always wonder, damn, what's that shit like out there, man? It's LA, it's palm trees, it's this and that, and Snoop's album Doggy Style, I still say today changed pop culture more than any other album in the history of rap, and that includes the Chronic, because you always got the first, but it's normally like that next thing that just goes you had Magic and Bird, and then Jordan came along, right?
Exactly.
Magic and Bird made you go, oh, hold on, man, let me watch this NBA. Let me watch
right.
And then Jordan showed up, and it was like, oh yeah, I'm canceling all events.
Next level, right.
The Bulls is on. And then Kobe and Shaq came, and then it was like, okay, well, this is what the fuck it is. Like this is it. This is what we. Yeah. So I felt Doggy Style did that for pop culture. So there was just always this infatuation, man, with the movies and
Yeah.
And I go back now and I watch Beverly Hills Cop, or I watch The Golden Child, and I'm watching The Golden Child, and Eddie Murphy is boxing the dude on the sidewalk that sticks him in his arm, and I'm like, oh shit, that's on Melrose right next to Pink's. Oh my
Right.
yeah,
Right.
you see shit like that in
Exactly.
movies.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. It's just so speaking about LA sports, man, you a guy who grew up here. And I had some questions. I was like, man, I just want to just get some basic, but what I already know we're gonna spitball a lot of shit, just throw a lot of shit
Of course.
around. But growing up out here in LA, who were your guys, man? Who was the people that you grew up? Who was on Alex Thomas's wall as a teenage kid? Like, damn, that's
Great question. Yeah. Great question. You want me to just start hitting you with some names?
Yeah, let's go.
Number 1 was Magic Johnson.
Okay.
He was my idol and damn near every other kid in Los Angeles in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. You know what I mean? You got to understand. Yeah. Let me tell you how deep it was. 6th grade, my mother for my birthday bought me a Magic Johnson sweatsuit. So he's a rookie. And he came with his own sweatsuits, right? Yep. Nigga, it was a fake Adidas sweatsuit. Shit. How many stripes is Adidas?
3.
How many? 3? Okay. Yeah, Magic's was 4. It was 4 stripes, right? 4. And instead of the Adidas logo, it was a magician's top hat.
Shut the fuck up.
You know what I'm talking about, right? You know, the magician thing, and it had a magic wand.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It had a magic wand, and it was a top hat. But let me tell you how cold-blooded and how into sports I was.
Oh, man.
It came in Laker purple and gold, and it was only one other color, and that was black and gold. So it was all black with gold stripes. That same year that Magic won that championship at 19 years old against the Philadelphia 76ers and played all 5 positions and scored 42 points against the mighty 76ers.
Triple-double, by the way.
Triple-double, by the way. 42, 15, and I think 12 or something
12,
like that.
42, 15, 12. Yep.
So the best baseball team in the world that year was the Pittsburgh Pirates. The We Are Family, Willie Stargell, Dave, those dudes, right? So in LA, it was crazy in LA. I'm just going to take 79, 80, 81, right? If you were an LA dude, your football team is the Rams because we're LA, we're the Rams, right? But the 2 other biggest teams in America, you would see niggas wearing that Dallas Cowboy blue because it's Crips here, right? And then for some reason, every nigga in LA loved the Steelers also. It was a color thing in their uniforms. It really didn't have to do with the team. It was a color type thing, right? So the baseball cap, still to this day, one of the most famous baseball caps in baseball fucking history is that Pittsburgh Pirates hats with the stripes around it.
Yeah. Yeah. With the flat top.
Exactly.
Yeah, with the flat top. I know. Yeah, that's Roberto Clemente days you talking about.
Come on now. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So with that being said, I had to say that outfit going to school, I had the Magic Johnson black goat with the top hat and the Pittsburgh Pirates Pete goat to match the outfit. You couldn't tell me nothing, nigga. Even though I was a Dodger fan, that uniform was so cold-blooded. The Pittsburgh Pirates had about 10 uniforms.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they did.
They had so many combinations, and as a kid, I was blown away. I think I wore that sweatsuit and that hat like 3 days a week. Like, nigga, it was really like I didn't care. You know what I mean? I know I'm all over the place. You're asking me about sports in LA, but
God, dude, go, man.
So Magic was first, and then my baseball king at that time was Dusty Baker. Do you know who Dusty Baker is?
Stop! Come on, bro. Don't play me like
that. Okay.
Dusty Baker, you mean the guy that was just managing the Houston Astros? They brought the black man in to try to clean up that bullshit. Going in, Dusty Baker for my Washington Nationals back in the day.
Exactly. But for me as a kid, he was the star of our baseball team.
Yeah, of course, yes.
So I loved Dusty Baker. He was my baseball player. My basketball player was obviously Magic, right? Now here's something that's going to really trip you out, and I hope this doesn't take my black card away from you. Remember, I did tell you I went to an all-white private school.
Yeah.
Remember, I did tell you I was the only nigga in South Central history to play a sport called hockey, right? So black man until the goddamn 90s came around. There was another black hockey player, right? But do you know who my other idol was, sports wise?
Oh
And it's
shit.
just happens to be the biggest sport in the world. And he was my favorite of all time. And I did my first book report, my first real book that I actually read a whole book. I did my fourth grade book report on
Who?
Pele.
Hey, like, oh, first of all, that don't take your black card. I'm a soccer head, bro.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't. I thought you were gonna talk shit about me. I was a soccer fanatic.
Bro, let me tell you something. My wife, when she was one of her first positions at ESPN, she worked in a department called International, which is covering all golf, tennis, and soccer. It's all international shit. I got into UEFA Champions League, Serie A, La Liga. Like, bro,
Thank you.
I play FIFA $20 a game. I
Wow.
play. Oh yeah, $20
Wow.
a
Okay.
game. Yeah, I'll play FIFA for free.
See, I thought I was weird as a kid because I was into English league soccer.
Yes.
Before cable was big, before
Yeah.
ESPN and all that kind of stuff. By being a soccer fan as a young kid, because I played AYSO, I played Real Madrid. Like it was kind of. I was so used to being embarrassed as a black kid because of three sports that black kids didn't fuck
Didn't
with.
play.
I
Yeah.
just happened to love, which was golf, soccer, and hockey.
Yeah.
So I didn't have other black friends that can talk to me about. Don't get me wrong, I love the nigga shit too, and I loved all the football. Choking on my smoothie.
Yeah.
I had too many berries in this shit today. So you gotta understand, the black kids knew football, basketball, but there was no nigga in the hood that could talk to me about Jack Nicklaus's 2-iron.
Yeah.
There wasn't no nigga in my building that I could talk Pele. There wasn't a nigga in my building that I'd be like, did you see that game Gretzky had 9 points last night? No.
Yes, exactly.
So it was almost embarrassing to me because it's almost like I lived a double life as far as sports. I knew this stuff that the brothers knew, but I was so into soccer, golf, and hockey that, it was like, okay, that's the kind of stuff I got to save to when I'm around my white friends.
Nah, I was the same way, man. I was into all that shit. My father, you're a big golfer. My father's a retired sergeant major in the Army. He's retired in Atlanta. He just plays golf. My father was so good at one point. He was on the amateur senior Nike tour.
Wow.
Yo, dad is a lefty, and dad can play.
Oh, really? Southpaw.
Oh, yeah, I suck shit. I play, but I suck. Oh, I do. I ain't gonna lie to you. I suck shit.
Uh,
And Pop, Veejay Senior can swing.
So he played like 20, 30 years?
Yeah. Oh no. Since my dad's been playing since like the late '80s, since like the mid to late '80s, he picked it up as a hobby with his Army buddies.
Right.
And he belongs to this Black Golfers Association.
Yeah.
Georgia.
Yeah.
And they go around the country and around the world.
I heard about him.
Like my dad goes to Costa Rica to play golf.
I'm that same dude.
Yeah, exactly.
When I tell you,
I
VJ,
know you are.
VJ, when I tell you, I'm not exaggerating. Say, for instance, let's just take the year before the pandemic. Let's say like 2019, 2018 or whatever. Say I did 40 cities that year doing stand-up. My clubs came to 33 cities.
Damn.
If the sun was out, if it wasn't snowing or raining, my clubs come with me every city in America that I play golf in. People are like, so like literally everywhere. I'm like, everywhere my underwear go, nigga, my golf clubs come also. It's just, as a comic, I say I'm doing a show in Mississippi. I don't have shit to do to Showtime.
Yep.
Where's the nearest golf course?
Where's the nearest golf
What is
course?
your nicest golf course? I don't care if I am I'm not exaggerating. When I say I've played from Hong Kong to Israel to Scotland to London, like I have literally golfed the globe. Like that's how much I love the sport. And the relationships I've made from it, and just the camaraderie, and it's just a beautiful thing, man. I love golf.
Yeah, my father-in-law is a great golfer. His father was on some amateur tour back in the 60s and 70s. My wife's side of the family, they're big.
Right.
Like I said, I play. I love it. I just suck ass. I don't play. My problem is I'm great iron work and I can putt my ass off.
Right.
I've been working on my driver for 18 years.
Man, we all still working on our driver.
Yeah, my driver is, and I hate not to pull it out. If
It
I'm
takes
playing,
time, though, man. It's a time-consuming sport, and it's not one
yeah,
of those things you can go play once every 5 months and think you're gonna be okay. It's just not like that. You gotta,
no.
yeah.
It's like bowling. It's like shooting pool. I'm a great pool player. I'm a great bowler. These are all things you do growing up on military bases, as I did as a kid.
Oh,
Because my
okay.
mother was a colonel in the Pentagon and my father was a sergeant major.
Oh,
So
wow.
trust me, we have a lot more in common than you know, man. I like my white thing. I did. I was on the debate team in high school. Yeah,
Varsity speech and debate.
I was on the
That's
varsity
funny.
speech and I was on the debate team, and I was good. I was
That's
very good.
great. Wait. So how did you not end up being in the military? Growing up in a military family?
I did, but I only did like 2 years, 3 years straight out of high school. I wanted to go to an HBCU so bad. I
Did
had
you?
gotten into Florida A&M, Jackson State, and Mississippi Valley State, and my mother would not send me.
Because.
Not send me. She thought I'd fuck it up. To be honest with you, she thought I'd
So
fuck
did
it
you
up.
end up going to
Nope, went
Duke,
to the military.
UCLA, or
Nope.
Syracuse?
Nope. You went to I went to the military, got out of the military, started playing was playing some semi-pro football and
Mhm.
working. Had my first kid at 19, 20.
How many you have altogether now?
Well, I got five in a possible.
Five and a possible.
Yeah, it's like
Damn.
it's like
How many
betting
baby
books and
mamas?
spades.
How many baby
My
mamas?
kids is like betting books and spades, nigga. I got five in a possible. Nigga.
Wait. So how many baby mamas?
Oh shit, five in a possible.
Oh, so you were a old dirty
Yeah,
dick
I was
ass nigga.
wilding. I
Okay.
was wilding.
You
I was
was you
wilding.
was you were Papa was a rolling stone. Wherever you
Yes.
laid your hat
Wow.
was your home.
No, here's the thing though, and it's funny because the real shit. This is part of my life that I've been dealing with
Of
lately.
course, of course.
Recently, I just got in contact with my 23-year-old daughter that I never met before. So it's been my life over the last.
23 years
Well,
and you didn't know?
no, I knew, but I didn't know where she was, and I didn't know where her mother was, and we just never. Her mother never tried to make contact with me.
It was
I,
one of those things that kind of just happened. You never really had a relationship with
nope.
the mom.
Well, no. We was
Yeah,
just
yeah. Messing
we
around. And
had sex. Dude, we had sex like two times.
when you were in
One time
teenage years?
yeah, I was like eight. I was 18.
Okay.
Yeah, I was 18, 19. I was 18, 19
How
years
did
old.
how did she come out of the how did they find you?
No, I actually found her. I actually found long story short. Uh,
Do you have a relationship with her now?
yes, we talk all the time now. It's great now. We are
Wow,
planning
that's
to
great,
see each
man.
other. Yeah, no, she lives in West Virginia. We're planning to meet up and see each other this June.
She look like you?
Her and her boyfriend are coming out here to visit me, man, for the first time,
Do
man.
you look like her? Does she look like you?
She looks just like me.
Same complexion, everything?
Yeah. Blood test says
That's
it's mine.
crazy.
Blood test says she's mine. She's mine.
Was she trying to find her father all those years?
He told me that at about 16, 17, she started trying to look for me and trying to find me, but she never knew my full name.
So the mom was it one? I mean, come on, man. We're to the age and we can talk real about this shit, and we
Oh,
know
of
people that
course.
have
Of
been through
course.
it. Was her mom on some old? He ain't shit. You don't need to know
No,
him. Da, 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 da.
actually, that her mom was just on some. I got three other baby daddies I'm dealing with, and yeah. Her mom
So
was
she
like,
was
yeah,
one of
her mom,
those.
yeah. Her mom was one of those. Her mom was, that's how
Her mom kind of got off on the wrong foot in her childhood.
Yeah. So
Wow. Wow.
it was very my 17 to 21, 22 really disrupted my mid to late 20s because I had all this shit going on. Like I should have been in the NFL. I'm not the guy to go in the barbershop and say that shit. I don't have no big injury thing. I actually had an open invite from the Baltimore Ravens.
Wow. To
And
walk on to the team.
in 99.
Whew, that would have been huge because
Yeah. That was
year and a half, Ray Lewis
yeah.
came along and they won the
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
No, actually Ray Lewis was already there.
2000. He came in
So,
2000.
yeah. Wait,
99, 2000.
I
Yeah,
would have been 99 and I didn't go. I was
What
scared.
position?
Tight end and outside linebacker.
Wow.
Yeah, I was great. I was a great tight end.
What was your height and size? Your height and playing weight?
I'm saying at that time I was 6'3", 240. I was
That's
6'3",
prime.
240. I ran about a 4 I ran about a 4.62, 4.61. So
I mean, for that, for yeah, then that's
yeah,
right in the pocket,
decent.
yeah.
I wasn't a burner, but I ran great routes. I dropped 0 passes in high school. I didn't drop. I had great hands. I didn't drop passes. I
Yeah.
loved the sport. I was passionate about the sport, and scouts would come watch me and see me. But I wanted to go to a HBCU so bad. I
Damn,
turned down.
man.
Yeah, I had bigger schools looking at me, but I wanted to go.
Speaking of, you know, I mean, we're sports fanatics, and I know this wasn't on the page, but man, it's your second time mentioning this,
Yeah.
and I feel like you will have something to say about this. I love when I can talk to somebody else that loves sports. Man, what do you feel about Deion Sanders doing what he's doing and doing what he's done to change that program around and make it a national situation other than some random HBCU that's swept under the rug that doesn't get national attention? I love what he's doing.
Listen, man, I'm gonna put you on to something, and I probably, if I had a bigger name, or if I had more financial backing behind me, last year, you see my vesting hat. This stands for Veejay Entertainment Sports Network. I started my own sports network. I have other young people that are doing their own shows that we're all going to bring onto my network. I'm going to stream your stuff for you. We're going to put it out, working on sponsorships, the whole nine. My target base, and this was like 2 years ago when I first started writing my ideas down, my target base was HBCU. I wasn't trying to be the next big guy to cover the NFL. I wasn't trying to get the NBA. That takes billions of dollars, and I don't have that money. But nobody covers the HBCUs. And I had this idea to try to get a deal where Vesson Sports would stream all HBCU football, boys and women's basketball, baseball, step shows, all that shit where it's not being
just
seen.
All the HBCU content.
There's all the HBCU.
The big band, the big bands at halftime, all that.
Yeah. What pissed me off recently is now that I see the bigger networks jumping on it, is that they're only doing it to try to make it feel like that they have some sentimental of social justice for black
And now's the time, and the timing, and this is just us talking right now, right, man? The timing couldn't be any better. I had a meeting the other day, and I was like, man, this is like the greatest time, believe it or not, ever to be black. Because there's a sympathy that all these white networks, white people that have money, they all, for the ones that aren't racist, for the ones that really do love us, they want to show so bad. Look, we are not all like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I love black people. Watch.
We're gonna black people.
Come on. I have a black friend. I have a black friend. You know what I mean? Like LaMarcus. He's my friend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But now more than ever, it's great that what he's doing. Because even on my podcast, we talked about it. I was like, man, how crazy would that be? And this is just me talking a crazy scenario without getting into logistics and just talking how I feel, right? Can you imagine if one day, whether we see it or not, that a Jacksonville plays a Notre Dame or a Clemson for a national championship? I hate sometimes the ratings and, they would never because they're D1, they're D2. No, motherfucker, I'm just talking about those dudes right there. Deion Sanders coaching and knowing what he's knowing and knowing his knowledge. Hey, man, you're 18, they 19, we 19. Okay, I understand they got the top recruits that went to the Dukes, the USCs, the Miamis, and the Alabamas. But who's to say with the white motivator behind them? It's almost like saying if Phil Jackson went to Morgan State to coach their basketball team. If Phil Jackson coached the Grambling basketball team, guess what? They might be able to change that motherfucking program around and play a Duke, play a Kentucky, play a North Carolina.
Alex, it's going to take black celebrities that have
of course,
and have that money to say, you know what? Listen, I cover this shit up close and personal. Everybody is shelling out money for recruits, okay? Don't let it be fooled. This shit ain't no fluke. Certain players choose this. Certain schools always get the top guys. Certain schools,
of course.
Listen, I have a source in the SEC that told me 3 years ago that there's an SEC school right now that's being run like a pro franchise.
Man,
right
not one.
Right, yeah.
Let me tell you, and I'm going to piggyback off what you're saying. I'm personally in my phone right now. If I showed you my phone, you'd be like, you're bullshitting with me, right? I'm not exaggerating when I say I have 15 to 20 Hall of Famers in my phone right now
Yeah. Yeah.
that are friends of mine.
Yep.
Pro football, basketball, baseball, right? I'm not going to say names, but one of them's one of the biggest players ever, and he goes, Alex, I can't remember the last time I played and didn't get a check.
And then get a check.
And he's talking about, I've been getting envelopes and money since my high school days.
Yep.
Right?
Let's
Let's take when Cam Newton was trying to decide what college he was going to go to out of high school. Nigga, he was like, whoever was paying the most.
Yeah.
I know it sounds crazy. Yep. Sounds like we're making this up. They have been doing it since the beginning of time. Veejay, I know you know this. It's a business at the end of the day, bro.
Always.
Man, when you take a Texas, when you take a Miami, schools that have their own networks.
Yep.
Schools that on a regular Saturday, and it's not even a bowl game. It could just be Miami versus FAMU. It could just be Alabama versus Texas Tech. Not even a big game. 100,000 people on a Saturday. You know how much money and revenue is made? But you can't give this kid $75.
Yeah.
He can't even buy
the program down.
Yeah, he can't even buy his own jersey and take his girlfriend out for pizza.
Yep.
But the establishment made $40 million this weekend.
Yeah.
I always thought that somehow, some way, man, you got to pay these dudes.
Always.
I just felt like, dude, it's a business. Treat it accordingly. Still, they got to go to school, but dude, no one's stupid here. You guys are making billions and millions of dollars.
Yeah.
It's a business.
Spike Lee said the biggest pimps is the NCAA. He said the biggest pimps are the NCAA. It ain't cream, my alter ego pimp character that I created.
Right.
It ain't cream. It ain't dollar bill. It ain't none of these made up. It ain't Money Mike. The biggest pimps are the NCAA. And
period.
My point to that is, if the black celebs with the big dollars would come and say, okay, Alabama's going to pay you how much? Okay, well then we'll give you this, and here's
to go to Jackson State or to go to this
HBCUs for you to choose from. And let's flip the tide. We're going to have to get the recruits because it does take players. Sometimes it ain't the X's and O's. It's the Jimmy and the Joes. It's who's on the field. You can draw, like you said. There's a time where you could just throw the ball in the shack. Fuck the play. There's a time where you could just give the ball to Kobe. Fuck the play. There's a time where you could just say, Joe Montana, a minute 32, one timeout from your own 31, down 6. Fuck the offensive coordinator. Can you and Jerry go get
do what you do?
Do what you do. Sometimes it's just the Jimmy and the Joes, man. So I am, and something else too, a small tidbit that I found. One of my boys hit me up. They are actually, yes, on April 9th and April 10th this year will be the very first HBCU combine, where the HBCU kids all come together in the NFL, go look at, because they don't get invited to the big combine. The tide is turning, but I ain't gonna front. I was pissed because I'm like, I had this idea 2 years ago, and I just didn't have the backing, and I just didn't have the.
Well, so let me ask you something. Why weren't they getting invited in the past?
Because there's this myth in football that if you play, or basketball too, that if you play at a certain school on a certain level, that you can't play on the next level. There's this myth that says that even though there are Hall of Famers from the HBCU and the Basketball Hall of Fame,
of course,
Hall of Famers in the NFL and Canton from HBCUs, and it's another knock to just being black, Alex.
I know, man. It's fucked up. Because at the end of the day, bro, what we both know for a fact, we're black and we understand this. That I am pretty goddamn sure that when that combine comes up, there are going to be some numbers and some things that are going to blow people away. That kid at Mississippi Valley State, or that kid at Hampton, or that kid at FAMU, he runs how fast?
Yeah.
Why is he not at Duke? Why is he not? Because nigga, man, there's so much talent out there that didn't get to, that was not discovered and was not. Come on, man. You're right. It's gonna blow people away, and you're right. It is gonna make people's eyes open, and they will be looked at differently. Now, don't get me wrong. What happens also, we didn't bring this up. If your kid, say you are from the ghetto, but your kid's an amazing athlete, and you go, just because we're talking about Jackson State right now, but you go visit their campus, and then you go visit USC Notre Dame,
of
you're going to
course.
be blown away. You're going to be like, it's going to be like, do you want your kid in a Camry or do you want your kid in a Bentley?
Yeah,
Who's not going to want to be in the Bentley?
yeah,
They're just such monsters and juggernauts.
yeah.
It's hard for these small schools to compete as far as the amenities. It's like saying, are you going to stay at the Holiday Inn? Or are you going to stay at the Four Seasons? You're going to
Yeah.
see the difference. You're going to be like, I don't want to stay in that bullshit.
Well, back to the celebs. They got to start first by helping build up these facilities. Robert Covington, who plays for the Houston Rockets, is the only HBCU graduate in the NBA. That's
Right now.
small. But
Wow.
he went back and just gave like $3 million to Tennessee.
Howard. Did he go to Howard or
No,
where did he
Middle
go?
Tennessee State.
Oh, okay.
He went to Tennessee State. He went back to Tennessee State and gave them $3 million to build a better facility. He said, when I played here, we practiced on the court we played on.
Yeah,
We didn't have a practice facility. We didn't have a weight room. We just had weights like in a certain part of the gym. It's going to take that. I'm gonna be real, man. I'm kind of sick of seeing a lot of these celeb and former athletes brag and want to boast about HBCUs, but they not going and giving shit back to the HBCUs, like real shit. Your son went to go play for the white school. Let's just keep it a buck. Your son went. Dion, what you're saying about Dion is so prestigious because he even pulled his son away and said, you know what? Even though you were gonna go to Florida State, I'm gonna get you to. Oh, by the way, your friend that was gonna play receiver in Miami, let's get him over there. I'll get y'all to the pros. It's about getting, because at the bottom line, why are you playing? You're playing to get to the pros. Fuck them amenities. Fuck the facilities, dog. You're only gonna get that for 2 to 3 years. When you get to the pros, you'll get it for the rest of your life. You could just sacrifice it. And I think that tide has to change. And I think the white schools and the networks are starting to see it. That HBCU combine is going to be aired on NFL Network.
That's dope. And even, I hate that. I mean, again, it just kind of brings out your anger, but that's why we got this narrative going, because we don't know where this is going to go. But I hate how it's just, one time a year, Southern versus so it can look like you guys aren't forgetting the black one time a year, but once.
Yep, once. So
they play games like everybody else. Like, why is it only? So hopefully Jackson State gets some type of national airplay this year. And I feel with the buzz, and we goes back to what we said, at this time, it wouldn't be a better time that we can now maybe see them 2 or 3 times a year.
Yeah, well, they've been on twice so far. Their first game, they played Mississippi Valley State, and that was really big because that's where Jerry Rice went.
Of course.
And he came back to the game. So him and Dion, who had their matchups in the NFL, that was the storyline. And then I think they just aired the Jackson State, and I believe Prairie View A&M or something.
Yeah. What did they air it on? What was it aired on?
It was ESPN2.
Okay. But that's better than what they would never being on.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But by the way, real quick, what is their record right now? Are they undefeated?
Yes. They haven't lost yet.
That's what I thought. Yeah, they're undefeated right now, huh?
Yeah, they're undefeated.
And they have never been that way in their program before.
Payton hasn't, not since their Walter Payton days.
Of course.
Not since their Walter Payton days. But the thing that I don't want to see happen, that I can see happening, is I don't want them to take everything else, dog. They take all our shit. They take our rap. They take our style. There's a movie called Be Cool I know you're familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
Cedric the Entertainer has the dopest fucking line in that movie when they come head to head with the Russians and they all standing there. They're all standing there with the guns all out, and the Russian calls him a nigger. And Cedric look at him, and he goes through that speech of, you take everything from our walk, our look, our talk, just our general sense of being cool. When you sit here calling me nigga, what you should be saying is thank you, my brother, because you guys monetize off our shit.
Exactly.
All the time. The NCAA monetizes off the black
culture, the culture,
the coaches, everybody.
Yeah. And the culture, our culture,
exactly, not coach. Excuse me, our culture. Period. And I just feel like that. It's a time where people are saying, and we both agree, this is a time where white people and white companies and the Super Bowl, right? all their ads. It was all
Of course.
social. It was all social.
Of course.
Every
Of
company
course.
now, nobody's racist now.
Of course.
Nobody's against all Black Lives Matter now. Everybody loved Michelle and
Because
Obama
things
now.
have been exposed.
Yeah.
And now more people are aware, and stuff you were able to get away with for years, the average people they're not having it anymore.
Yeah.
You know, those statues that have been lurking over us for the last 100 years, they were able to stand nice and tall. No.
Yep.
They got to come down now, because now the average nigga knows, hold up.
Yep.
Wait, hold on one second. The average nigga knows, wait, hold up. Who was that dude? Oh, he owned slaves?
Yeah.
In 19, I've been seeing that statue on this corner for my entire life, and I never knew that.
Campuses too.
Huh?
Campuses too. You got these black kids going to class, walking by this former slave man, who not just slave master. This stuff was gritty, man. This stuff was vile. They raped, they killed, they fed babies that they didn't want the slave masters, the slaves to have to fucking alligators, dog. Mm-hmm. This guy right here, this motherfucker right here.
Yeah.
Ordered, take these babies right there, take them down to the swamp, tie them to the trees.
But guess what? We're more aware. Yes, it took niggas a long time, but because of all the events that have happened in this last 2 or 3 years, and one other thing before we move on is, oh man, I was just about to say it to you. Oh, I can't believe this. Oh, we kept mentioning Mississippi.
Yeah.
Mississippi Valley, Jackson State, blah, blah, blah.
Mississippi Valley, yep.
How about the Confederate flag?
Yeah.
How about, I didn't know, I mean, obviously I'm not from there. I've done shows there. I've been there. I didn't really realize that the Confederate flag was inside the state of Mississippi's flag. Yeah, so let's just say the last 20 years that we watch Old Miss, isn't old boy that's on the Seattle?
No, Eli went to Ole Miss. Eli,
but what about old boy Metcalf? Wide receiver.
DJ Metcalf went to Ole Miss.
Ole Miss, right?
Yeah.
So just use him for an example.
Yeah.
4 years ago he was in college. 5 years ago he was in college. Yep. We're all watching that game. We're all like, wow, this dude. We're not even realizing that flag is still above that goddamn stadium. Yep. And it's subliminally going, you niggers can run all you want around that goddamn field. Just know what this city and what this goddamn Confederate flag stands for. You guys, you can run and jump and do what you goddamn do. Yeah. But it's still white society. You understand me? So with that being said, all the mess that happened in the last year and a half. Hold on, I'm gonna close my back. Now my gardener's in the backyard. Hold on.
It's all good. I hear it. So, like his gardener, like Alex has a gardener. His gardener.
With that,
I'm clowning for a second. Alex, excuse me 1 second. My gardener.
I had to close the pool door because the gardener's in the backyard.
I had to close the pool door because my gardener. I don't know what the hell his problem is.
Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna have a word with Felipe real quick.
Yeah, excuse me 1 second.
No, but my whole thing is, I don't know if you knew this, but you're a sports fanatic, so you'd have to know this. When all that happened with the whole Black Lives Matter, everything that happened with George Floyd, all the mess that happened in this last year during COVID, when that was brought to the attention of not only the civil unrest, the wrongdoing, the police brutality, and everything else was going on, Mississippi did not want. They wanted to stand their ground.
Oh yeah,
and be like, this is still a goddamn. Until they realized, I don't know if you remember this, but all black students were going to pull out of all of their colleges, all their teams, go play for. If they had to go play for Alabama, Notre Dame, they weren't going to play, and that's when Mississippi. Whoa.
They also had some coaches too. They also had some big name college coaches speak out and go,
exactly,
we won't come play you.
Exactly.
That's because they're listening to their black players, and their black players. And I said this about the NBA, and this is what pisses me off about the NBA. And to me, it's the most fake social justice league, and it has some of the most fake social justice athletes are in the NBA, because you want to talk about back in cap, when nobody talks about how the NBA makes it mandatory, you stand for the national anthem. And them boys with them guaranteed contracts, they fall right in line.
Of course, because then they got to make a decision. It's my job. It's my money. I'm not trying to fuck up my money. But but back to what I was saying with the Confederate flag. When you start fucking with their bottom line,
of course,
and they know that you black athletes are a huge part of why we sell tickets. Yeah. Okay, let's change that flag. Hey man, whatever needed to be done, they did it. Salute them for that, because yeah, man, that's fucked up. That in this day and age, that little racist cloud is over. But guess what? Times are changing. People are becoming more aware. I know there's some white people that are so mad. Yeah. You know, they're so upset. The education of black people, God damn it, we got away with it for 90 years.
Yep.
You know, so things are changing, Veejay.
I hope so. I'm not as optimistic as you are, but I hope so. Speaking of something that needs to change, I'll propose this question this way. Your thoughts on this Deshaun Watson story?
Where do I start, man?
I start where you want to start, man.
You got to be specific. Be specific with your question, because there's so much.
You are a celebrity, so you know about targeting. Mm-hmm. But I am also a father of daughters, and so are you.
Same I. Yep.
And you. I'm sure you've had your celebrity. You've had your fun in your day, but you have never come off, or no one's ever thought of Alex Thomas as like this woman monger, this womanizer. So we all get some ass because we good looking, we funny.
Of course.
Comedians get, and we in the know. But ain't nobody ever said you did no shit. Ain't nobody ever said I did. There's 1,000 motherfuckers out there that's made money. Mm-hmm. That's been on big stages, that's been around big time celebrities. There's probably Snoop. So I can only imagine some of the parties your ass have been to.
Oh,
and nobody ever come out of there saying, well, Alex did this or Snoop. Or, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I cringe because I know there's some women that target. And then I also know we live in a real society, a fucked up society where we discredit victims. And that's where I'm caught in the middle with this. Because I've met Deshaun Watson, and I know Deshaun Watson's story. I know he comes from a good upbringing and all the good stuff he's done. I get all of that. But I also know that money changes people, not always for the better. And when I hear a story, if it was one or two women, I'd go, I don't know. But when it's 14 and it's all masseuses and it's all the same situation. Is
that what they're saying with him? Is that the number now?
Yes, it's 14. And it's all masseuses. And it's all masseuses he's contacted through Instagram during the pandemic.
Yeah. So when they start putting a story together like that,
when they start putting the story
with the
together,
facts and you know what I mean, timelines and
and they're all saying the same type of thing. Starts off as a normal massage, but he won't put bottoms on or he won't put a towel on. And all right, I could throw a joke in here. There is an article that said that one lady said he wanted his butthole oiled up really good. I was like, what the fuck? I said, what the fuck? And she says she can remember him going, oh yeah, more oil. I'm saying he a funny duddy too. Like, come on, do you
just hope and pray that that's not the truth. You know what I mean? You just hope and pray that he's not getting the booty oil.
Yeah. But she said that he likes his anus, as she was quoted, to be overly oiled and wanted her to really get in. As her really wanted him to get in, he wanted her to really
deep tissue massage.
Deep tissue.
Let me go knuckles deep, bitch. Knuckles deep.
Yeah, knuckles, bro. Well, I don't know. Maybe he could take wrist deep. I don't know his background.
Right. So, and is it all, because you got more facts that I do? Is it all in Houston?
Yeah, it's flying. He's flying these.
When did this come out? Because I've been hearing. Maybe you can help me, because I've heard bits and pieces. I like that you're giving me a better, clear view of it, because I've heard bits and pieces. So treat me right now as if you're on ESPN right now and you're breaking the story. Because remember, there's people watching us right now. Like you said, you got 16 countries. You got people all over the world that don't know the story. Tell them the story real quick, and then I'll get into my answer.
The story is Mr. Deshaun Watson. There are several civil cases, several suits. Apparently, he was approached by a lawyer about a month ago with some evidence and a settlement, a 6-figure settlement to pay to make it go away. He denied the settlement. This is by his own account through his attorneys. He denied it basically, and that part I get. If you feel like you didn't do nothing, or if you really feel like you're innocent, then I ain't paying shit.
Right.
I'm not fixing the glass, Mom. I didn't break it.
Exactly.
You know, my brother broke it. Why I didn't break it. I'm not.
Yeah,
breaking
I don't know
shit.
what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
But then I also study psychology in college too, and there is a narcissist attitude about some men that almost like the president that we just had. Even though they are guilty, they can't see their own guilt. They don't think that.
Oh, of course, and they would never admit to it because admitting to it is the worst thing you could ever do.
Exactly. They would never admit to being wrong.
Right.
So then there's that part of it. But then it starts with one woman. Then it comes to
kind of like what happened with Cosby. Kind of like what happened with old boy.
It reminds me of like with Tiger, but it wasn't assault with Tiger. It was just when you hear there's one side chick, then two, then three, then four, then five, then six, then seven, and then it's like.
And then we all say the same thing. Everybody's not lying.
And exactly, it was like with Big Ben. Big Ben is what I kind of attribute this to. Yeah. Where it's like it's 5 women on 4 different college campuses. Big Ben. All these women did not come together and say, "Okay, let's all make up this story." So that's what scares me about it. But the number is now up to, and I'm seeing something right now here on my phone. The number is now up to 15 women, all civil suits. Now it gets into dirty waters because the lawyer who is representing all these women is going to administer all of this evidence to a federal grand jury. So
now they're not claiming rape, are they?
Sexual
assault.
Sexual assault, not clear on rape. Sexual assault. One woman said that she forced her. That he forced her to give him oral sex.
Right.
Give him some head, basically.
Yeah, man. And what's bad is, man, what I hate is the dude is still young.
Yep.
He's not even you don't even use the word prime yet. He's still young, and he has all the potential in the world to be one of the best quarterbacks out there. And his whole situation with wanting to get out of Houston, going somewhere else. This is just bad fucking timing. Because what's going to happen is you get these teams that will be like, now, fuck, you know what? We might not want to deal with that headache.
No.
They got to make a fine line as a decision, because you think about teams right now that really could use his services.
Yep.
And he really could possibly turn that franchise around.
Yep.
They got to make a decision.
Well, here's where it gets even worse. He is treading in the waters now that the NFL could sit him down if they wanted to and say, if the grand jury decides to move forward, then they could say, okay, we have to sit you down until this is over. You can't play.
Yeah.
And if
we all know that could take 2 years.
And if that's the case, that costs him $15 million straight cash this season alone.
Yeah.
He's got a $120 million deal.
Yeah.
So it's getting in really, really muddy waters.
That's
and
a hairy situation.
Is because you're a celeb. Like you've seen this type of stuff. You like Pac when Pac.
Come on, man, I know more.
Pac went through this, right?
Yeah.
Pac went through this with 3 different. So I get that Kobe went through this. I get that there are people Tyson.
And that tainted Kobe's career. I always tell everybody like this, man. And without even getting into crazy details, rest in peace. I love that dude. Love what he did for this city. He was a great man. But if he didn't have that little smudge, that little asterisk, he would have had 6 MVPs.
Yeah.
I feel like we would have won a couple of more championships.
Yep.
I feel like his shoe would have been bigger. Just everything with it images everything when you get to that level.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Yep. For the fact that dude was incredible as he only won 1 MVP.
Well, the MVP.
We all know. Yeah. We all know that really tainted that was that damn emotional. It just, you know what I mean? It's unfortunate that it happened, but I guess I'm getting around to answering your question. Hell yeah, man, these chicks. Dude, it's not the chicks' faults, okay? Let me tell you something.
Yeah. Okay.
Groupies and hoes have been around since the beginning of time. As long as there's been a man that does something that's fly, that the public loves him, and he's making a lot. Women are attracted to powerful men. Men, they're attracted to men with money. Yep. I don't give. I had a nephew that asked me when he's like, that uncle. He's like, when did groupies start? I was like, let me tell you something. Jesus had groupies.
I was about to say the same
Frank
thing.
Sinatra had groupies. Like
Yeah.
Marvin Gaye. Don't be surprised if one of our aunties.
Socrates had groupies. They like,
Come on now. Don't be
on,
surprised if one of our aunties sucked Rick James' dick, nigga. I'm not even gonna lie. Somebody's mama in this room gave head to Marvin Gaye, nigga. It's no Wilt Chamberlain fucked somebody in your family. Dude, it was inevitable. But now, where the game has changed, that is like the motivation. I'm talking from the lowest level of going to a club. Let me just give you an example. Say Deshaun Watson, they play the Cowboys this weekend and they won. Houston's lit tonight.
Yep.
He already was on the flyer that the party's going down tonight, after party for the Texans Cowboys game, and don't let them win, right?
Yeah.
These bitches go to the club with the intention.
With the intent, yeah.
I hope I can get pregnant by this nigga tonight.
Yep.
Okay, and if he gives me any problems, I'm gonna go on my social media. I'm gonna get a check out of this. Now, with that being said and that being known, there's this thing called the Rookie Transition Program. The NFL has it, and the NBA has it.
Yep.
I know because I did it like 5 years in a row for the NBA. They would hire me to come in as a stand-up comic to kind of like it's like a 7-day program.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. It's a symposium.
It's the Rookie Symposium, right? So it's so funny. The year I started doing it was the year that like Melo, D Wade, LeBron, they were all rookies. That's how long I've been doing it now.
Yeah,
that's how I became friends with all these. 2003, 4 for something like that.
04.
So they were all kids, and they're there for 7 days. They're in this upstate New York. They can't go nowhere. Blah 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 blah. But the last day of the 7 days, they would have me come in and do like a comedy show for all the players. Blah 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 blah. Long story short, they actually have a day where they teach these young dudes just about groupies, just about getting tight. Because you got to understand, some of these dudes are going from high school to the pros.
Yeah.
Some of these dudes that never dealt with chicks at this level before.
I was about to say that they never got no ass.
They never got no ass. But chances are a lot of times you're a jock and you got to this level. Chances are you had a groupie in high school.
You ain't getting but you ain't. There's
but not at this level.
There's some corny dudes who didn't get no ass.
Very true. And at this level, now you got money. You literally went from last summer, you didn't have $50 in your bank account, and now you got $85 million.
Yes.
Most niggas lose their minds when they get that kind of money, right? So they even had ex-hoes come in. They had ex-players come in to tell them what happened to me. Yeah, man, I'll never forget. I'm not going to say the names. Yeah, I think we was in Houston. It was Rockets versus the Bulls, 87, and a chick came in, and, these bitches, they got them from their championship rings to turkey basters and taking the semen out the condom like these chicks are savages. It ain't nothing new, but I say all that to say today is a whole new level of it. So to say that, I say that to say, I don't know if Deshaun doesn't have a mentor, a big brother, a dad, somebody around him that could have warned him. They could be like, bro, you're the next superstar. You just got $100 million deal. The last thing you need to do is some shit like that, because it's gonna come back on you, bro. The people you're fucking around with, you gotta almost look at them as if they're homeless and broke. So they don't care. They're gonna do anything they can to try to get a piece of the pie. And this is the way they gonna get you. So it's coming back on him. I don't know him personally, and I just hate to say, damn, dude, that many girls coming out.
Yeah.
Everybody's not lying, bro, and it's gonna scar you for life if they go through with this.
That's the part that's kind of got me conflicted with it, because I never want to discredit victims. I'm not that guy, man. I'm a ladies man.
Right, okay? Absolutely.
I'm a ladies man too. I don't make no bones about it. I gotta work hard to be a faithful husband. Okay, I work hard.
I'm in the same boat, and we respect women, and we respect women to the utmost. And again, in defense of him too, if anybody's watching this, I'm not saying he did it. I just recently found out about it. I'm hoping and praying, because I have no reason to dislike or not like that man. I hope and pray that this is not, true, and I hope he can get off it and learn a lesson if he was doing it, because if he doesn't, man, he's gonna have to pay the ultimate. The ultimate is they're either gonna, kind of like red flag him in the NFL, and now all that we respected about him, he's just, I hate to say it, he's just gonna look like another nigga that did some dumb shit in pro sports. We can sit here and talk for 3 hours about dudes who were potential superstars and due to some dumb shit that they did, shot them own selves in the foot, fucked their careers and their lives up.
Yeah. I just wanted to throw that out because, like I said, you being a celebrity and being a sports fan that you are, it's hard. It's hard to really even try to quantify what this is going to end up being because, like I said, it's a lot of women and it's the same pattern. Masseuses, you contact them, and like you said, it's such a different game. If you did do, even if you're contacting Mandu, why the fuck are you using social media? They keep that shit. These chicks keep that stuff.
You got to know that, and that's what these young dudes got to know.
Messages, man. There's plenty of masseuses in Houston. Why are you flying different masseuses from different cities into Houston? Like, why are you?
Hold on 1 second, VJ. I'm not gonna show it. Can I show him my baby, my son, real quick? He just showed me his baby son. This is my wife right here, and she's about to give him baby. So his son is 6 months. No, I'm going ahead. Just show his face. Come here. You gotta see. I want to see it because I saw your son when we shot the video. When we shot the new skit. That's the new. Hey.
Say hi, Trust. He looks just like your wife.
He said he looks just like your wife.
He looks just like your wife.
That's baby Trust.
Hey, Trust. All in the eyes, man. Tell your wife I said hello, man.
VJ said hi. Yeah, so my other, the 3-year-old, he's at school. The 5-year-old's at school. He's about to get a bath, and I'm gonna get him because he's butt naked on my knee.
Yeah, I know. I got.
All right, there we go.
And like I said, I just wanted to throw that one at you, man, because it was it's just something that I'm like I said, I'm so conflicted even talking about because I never want women to think that I'm calling them that I'm discrediting them.
And you're not saying that. You're not saying that all women are like that. But we know there are a lot of them out there like that. But again. Yeah. These dudes put themselves in those positions.
And these men too also, man, like I'm learning as I get older and I just live through life. Everything that shine ain't gold, man. Everything that shine ain't glitter. And I'm very wary. My new sports thing is I don't jock ride athletes who live too perfectly. That perfect shit that he don't never get
Nobody's in trouble.
Perfect. He don't never this. He don't never that. That means you're really good at just like this fake ass Jackson dude sitting there holding his wife, embarrassing his wife like that. I was on a podcast a year and a half ago, and his name, and I was the only guy, and it was 3 females, and they brought me on this woman's podcast to talk relationships and love and shit. And when they showed this picture, I said, man, that dude full of shit. Oh, why are you hating, V? I said, let me tell y'all. So let me tell you something that women don't get. You got to be a man to understand this. Real men, real niggas, however you want to say it, we don't feel the need to try to school the masses of men about how to treat your son,
exactly,
your nephew, your little cousins, or somebody like that. We ain't sitting in our car. Hey, ladies, let me tell you why he don't.
Yeah, like you're the relationship specialist.
Yeah, like exactly.
Yeah,
real brothers, nigga. We got enough shit. Listen, if homegirl choosing the wrong dude over here, mama, look, I'll pray for you. But God didn't pick me to fix them problems.
Right.
I'm an entertainer. I make people laugh. And I talk sports. That's what I do. Right. I'm not. So whenever I see guys like that, I just always just go. And now you want to come have this whole truth session, bro. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. And it just
he's the epitome of this new fake it till you make it online Instagram shit. Like anybody can fucking create a character now and pull the wool over motherfuckers' eyes. And get a quick check. It's literally, we talked about it the other day on my podcast. I hope you enjoyed your little 3 minutes of fame, brother.
Yep.
Now what?
Your million followers, your book, and all that shit. It's just and I don't want to go name drop, but there's a few, even in our game.
Of course there is.
I had to talk, like, we both come from the era of the club, standing in line, auditioning, fucking 2 minutes. With 13 people in the room before the big names show up. Exactly. I grinded through DC. I grinded opening for Earthquake. I grinded opening for Monique. I grinded opening for Joe Recker, Howard G, all the DC, Maryland comedians, all the motherfuckers. And to me, I do look at a lot of these internet niggas like, he funny. I'm like, that nigga's corny.
Exactly.
Like, you hate. No, I'm not hating, bro.
Yeah.
I tell you right now, Have him and me go to the stage tonight. 30 minutes
Absolutely,
apiece.
pound for pound.
I will
Exactly.
smash him.
I always say the same thing, VJ. I say, again, not knocking them 100% because I understand. Social media is a tool, and I utilize the tool also, right? But at the end of the day, if you're gonna call yourself a comedian, great, nigga. I chuckled on your little 30-second video. Also, I chuckled. Okay, but here's the test. Here's 300 strangers in a room.
Yep.
Here's the mic. Yep. You're next, nigga. Let's go see what you do. Yep. That's when I'll determine if you're a real comic or not.
Can't carry 10 minutes.
Nigga, maybe not even 5. Maybe not even 5, VJ.
You got 2 million followers, but you show up and all you got is your girl and your homeboy with you.
Exactly.
But you got 2 million followers.
Yeah, you got 2 million followers, but you don't even have 2 minutes of jokes. But you call yourself a comedian. Yeah. But you know what? Again, there goes back to I hope you enjoy your 2 minutes of fame, buddy.
Exactly.
Because you can only is another thing I say as I mature in my life and in this career. You can only cheat on the test for so long. You're eventually gonna need to know the answers, nigga.
Yep.
So you can front and floss all you want. You're gonna be tested.
I feel you.
And that's why, and people ask me all the time, does it bother you when those little Instagram comedians get on your show? I'm like, absolutely not. I actually love it and embrace it. Yeah. I want that little nigga to go up before me. I don't care if he has 97 million followers. A nigga that's never been to a comedy club in his life is sitting in the front row. Yep. He's going to be able to tell the difference between that 2-minute nigga and a fucking professional that had you shitting in your pants and crying for a whole hour. He's going to be like, what he did ain't that and that ain't this.
Yeah.
So the cream really does rise to the top, brother.
Yep. Few more minutes, man. I'll let you roll, man. Listen. First of all, let me just say this before I even go to these last few questions. I appreciate you doing it. This has been mad fucking, and I knew it would be. I was like, yo, you strike me as a sports fan. I'm like, why the fuck haven't I had Alex on my new show yet, man? Because this dude, I know he fuck hard with sports, and I just like talking hard with sports. So 3 last things, man. I want your favorite. I want your most hated teams growing up and to this day. I want your favorite teams growing up and today. Your most hated teams and then your favorite teams. And then I got a rapid fire with just some quick pick 'em questions. And we'll finish up like that.
Well, first of all, I'm LA all day. Okay. 24/7, 365, twice on Sundays.
LA ass nigga.
So, nigga, I hated the Boston Celtics.
Oh, okay.
To this day, I as I'm getting older, I feel like the word hate is bad, but it is what it is, man. Yep. When you're a Laker fan, hey man, if you talk to James Worthy right now, if you talk to Byron Scott right now, if you talk to Shaq right now, they'll be like, nigga, I hate the Celtics because we are Lakers, period.
Yep.
Point blank, blah blah blah. That was kind of like the only team I really hated. Baseball was different because I'm a Dodger fan. I'm really LA, like Lakers, Kings, Dodgers. The USC, not UCLA.
I was gonna ask
because I was born in South Central LA, exactly. 2 blocks away from USC, and I will never in life be a UCLA fan. That was the West Side with the white folks. Yeah. USC all day.
Well, the Asians now.
Right, exactly. So it wasn't really a lot of hate for teams. It was just teams I didn't like. But the Boston Celtics, I can honestly say, because that was just such a huge rivalry with, Magic and Bird.
Did you hate Larry Bird?
Of course. Okay. I was like, who is this white boy? We knew who he was. You had to respect him because that motherfucker could play his ass off all day, every day. We can go 2 hours just on that. So it was nothing but respect at the end of the day. But during them times, I hated those dudes.
Yeah.
I hated them.
Yeah. For me, it was I'm a huge Kobe guy, man. Kobe and Isaiah Thomas are my 2 favorite basketball players. I'm a Pistons fan. I grew up on the Bad Boys.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Well, I was a military kid, man, so I moved around a lot. Yeah. So I attached to players, and it made me fans of their teams, and then I just stuck with I don't bandwagon.
I hated the Pistons for a quick minute too when they beat us, and I was really, really mad because I felt like we should have won that.
Y'all got a lucky ass championship in '89. I'm still looking for the foul on Bill Laimbeer in Game 6 on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That fucked up Isaiah Thomas's 29-point third quarter.
Yeah,
historic moment. It fucked that up. And coming back from the ankle in Game 7, we weren't gonna win Game 7. It just wasn't gonna happen. Ended up losing that game by like 8 or 9. But Kobe And you talked about that the Colorado shift. I always have a different spin on it. I always say that to me is what made Kobe so revered. And we found out last January how revered Kobe Bryant really truly is. You talk about a man. If we don't get Colorado, we don't get the 24 Kobe.
True, but it
Colorado's
was in him. It was a reinvention because he wanted to kind of close that chapter and kind of be like, I'm a new guy. But that guy literally evolved. Like when I say followed, if you really followed his career,
every moment.
The dude sat on the bench at 17 and 18 for 2 years, those first 2 years.
Which he shouldn't have. Dale Harris fucked that up.
Yeah, but you know, it is what it is. It happened. The rest was history, but he sat for 2 years. You know what I mean? When that happened, man, it was just that little smudge. And yeah, we might have not have got a different jersey number, but the guy just got better and better and better and better. And you know what proved? And you know what proved that he was great to the very end? 60 points.
60 going
in
out.
Your last
60 going out.
game.
Stuck in wind, can't run, can't jump.
I tell people, VJ, there is dudes that are in the best shape they've ever been in their prime, all-stars themselves, great basketball players that have never scored 60 points in a game. 60. This dude did it with a damn near a bionic leg. I mean, all the injuries and everything that happened in his last 3 or 4 years, for him to go out like that, dude, it was beyond storybook. It couldn't have been written. And it just, put it this way, he, to me, is truly LeBron's blueprint. And what I mean by that is, the way Kobe kept, took care of his body. Right? Come on, let's just be real. 2 or 3 of the greatest dudes that ever played the game, from Magic to Jordan to Larry, they only played 14 years. So they already got that by 6 years, right? Not only did the dude play 20 years on the same damn team. When I say that's a major accomplishment, especially in this world now, where if you lose, you hop to the next squad, some shit that would have never happened in our generation, but that's a whole nother story. We won't even get on that. But my point is, I feel like, unfortunately, that happened with Kobe, but he did 20. I feel like LeBron, just because he's gonna make sure he goes 20, 21, maybe 22, just because, so he can say he's the only one to ever do that, and then be in shape. Because you got to think about it. I'm hurt right now that he's hurt, and that's killing us right now. But
y'all in trouble.
That's just inevitable. It was an injury. You know, there's not a player ever that never got injured. But my point is, I feel like he's damn near in better shape now than damn near 90% of the league, and he's considered the old man on the court now.
Well, yeah, that's because of the HGH. That's all. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? Because this is something that you don't know about me. I fancy myself as a very proud, passionate, and valid LeBron James hater. Let me explain, though. I'm not a hater as in some of these assholes that's, LaFraud or LeBum. No. He's one of the greatest fucking basketball players I've ever seen in my entire life. Okay?
Facts.
That's professional. Facts. That's the professional sports journalist and broadcaster talking. I do think that in sports, sometimes we in love with so many other players that sometimes it helps us, it makes us miss other greatness. I always say that I miss the greatness of Iverson because I was so caught up in the Kobe, T-Mac, Gilbert Arenas, Ray Allen, Shaq, Duncan, Garnett, who's the best in the league. And in that era, and I truly, and I'm from Virginia. I lived in Virginia. I saw AI play in high school. I missed how great AI was.
Oh, yeah, I miss it too. And it flew by so fast. It makes you... You know, they always say you don't miss something till it's gone.
Until it's gone.
All these guys that we watched and you were just so used to it before you knew it, you're like, the nigga is retired now.
He's retired. I watched Ewing coach Georgetown in the tournament, and it started making me have this nostalgia thought back process of May back in 92, 93, the Garden, the white towels, Oregon with the defense chant, big 33 in the white jersey. And it's just like, we didn't even appreciate how fucking good Patrick Ewing, and because he didn't win, And
I
it's like,
know.
no, he won,
That's
dude. But
unfortunate.
he ran up against Michael Jordan.
Brother, I always tell people I know Patrick Ewing sees Jordans in his dreams like maybe 3 times a week to this day. That was I don't know if you ever had a hangnail or ingrown toenail.
Yeah.
Some shit that like nigga, as small as it is, you damn rather get shot. That shit hurts so much.
An ingrown toenameal. I'd rather you shoot me.
Man,
Bump this damn toe again.
That had to be the thorn in his ass. And I hate because again, keep saying this, how much of a sports fan I am, because I can break down Pat Ewing's entire career. I'm talking from Georgetown to everything. And it was like literally, those 2 years that Jordan left to play baseball, I know Pat was like, here's my chance. And then these motherfucking Rockets came in and just swept his heart and just took his heart out of his chest. And I know he was like, oh my God. And now the nigga comes back again. Maybe I'm not meant to be in this sport.
But in 94, he's right there, Alex. They're up 3-2.
I know.
Forget that. They're up 3-2 in that finals. And Riley let Starks and Hubert Davis shoot them out of that fucking game.
Yeah.
They went like they started off like 0-14 from 3.
And it's nothing against. We're not knocking that Rockets team because they had Olajuwon was at.
That's true.
Was one of the best ever too.
Olajuwon was about to be sent home in 6.
Yeah.
So we can say all of that. But Olajuwon ass was about to be sent home in 6.
Yeah.
After beating a young Shaq and sweeping a young Shaq and a young Penny, they come back. Get to the finals, Ewing and them boys show up, and Ewing's like, no. They had them down 3-2. He was kind of outplaying Olajuwon those first 6 games.
Yeah.
And for some reason, Riley let the guards shoot them out of game 6. And then in game 7, Patrick is carrying him down the stretch, and what happens again? Starks is 0 for 6 for 3. Derek Harper's like 0 for 7 for 3. And it's just like, so I feel for Pat. Really quick,
I feel for New Yorkers in general because that has got to hurt.
Yeah. My hated teams. I'm not like you. I want one team. I hated anybody that went against so I hated the Bills, the Jets, the Pats. I'm a Tar Heel fan in basketball, so I can't stand Duke. I don't even spell Duke correctly. If you're from where I'm from, where I got family in Chapel Hill, we spell it Dook with a lower.
That's funny. I thought you were going to say, what are you going to say, Ducc?
Yeah, no. We don't even spell that shit properly, man. Being a Michigan man, I told you, they Ohio State, they're the fuck eyes in my household. They're not the Buckeyes.
The fuck eyes.
Yeah, we call them the fuck eyes around here. So there were some teams, and for some reason, I hated the Yankees. I still to this day don't like I can't stand the Yankees. I don't know why. I don't have a good reason. It's just one of those teams, and I'm just that sports guy that
still to this day.
Yeah, to this day, I can't fucking stand them.
See, even though I was a Dodger fan and there was always the LA, New York thing, I was just so confident in the Dodgers that I kind of didn't give a fuck about the Yankees, but you had to respect the Yankees because they still are when you think baseball, you think the Yankees. But I was never like, man, fuck it. No, I was never like, I hate them. It's just they were just another baseball team.
Be for me is a cool fitted hat, man. Greatest athlete you ever saw.
Now, what do you mean? I mean, when you say saw, do you mean actually watch them play or?
I'll give you mine. Greatest athlete I ever laid my eyes on was Bo Jackson.
Yes.
He's the greatest athlete I ever laid my eyes on. The man said he played football as a hobby. Nigga, I'm done.
Yeah. I'm with you. I can't argue with that. I was gonna say Deion Sanders. And what they have in common was, these dudes were stars in both sports. Like no one can say they played in a World Series and a Super Bowl, but Deion Sanders. And that always stayed in my head. Yep. It always just like, wow, dude. 2 sports that the globe loves, and this dude made it to the highest level in both. You can't argue that. If they hadn't
won that World Series, Deion would have won World Series MVP.
I know, man.
He would have won World Series MVP.
I know.
If you could have been an actor in any sports movie, it's amazing your acting resume is long as fuck, but you never played in a sports movie.
I know. So that's what I would love to do.
I know you would. I know. That's why I got this. That's why I got this question right here for you.
Right.
I got my guy.
Right.
A movie that's already been done, but we're gonna redo the movie, and Alex Thomas now stars in this guy's spot. What's the
A
movie?
movie that's already been done.
Sports movie.
A sports movie
Yep.
that has already been done. And
Yep.
what?
And we're gonna remake it.
Okay.
Same actor, same everything, except for you take over whatever role you want in that sports movie.
Bad News Bears.
I was not fucking expecting that answer. He said it confidently. Bad News Bears. Bad News Bears, VJ.
I'll be the black kid.
Movie.
I'll be the black kid.
For me, it's any given Sunday. I want to play Willie Beeman.
Oh, that's funny.
I want to play.
That's funny.
I want to play Steamin' Willie Beeman. Man, that would be my movie. So, your favorite character that you ever play in a movie.
Favorite character that I've ever played.
Your favorite character. I got my favorite, but who was the favorite character? What's your favorite character you ever
What's
played?
What's crazy is it wasn't a movie. It was a TV show that I was on. More than a movie.
Foxx show?
The Jamie Foxx show.
And guess what? Real shit. I got Jamie Foxx. Let me see if you can see it right there. See, Jamie.
Wow,
Foxx.
that's crazy.
That was my favorite.
My character's name on that show was Phil, aka
Yep.
Fino.
I know,
and it was just so fun, man. Because it makes me think about when I was a kid and I was watching, Good Times or the Jeffersons or What's Happening.
Yeah.
Shows that I remember. That dude in my age today, I still remember what Roger was saying, or Different Strokes.
Yeah.
I can tell you lines right now that Gary Coleman and Todd Bridges said. So it's crazy that later on in my life, I would be a part of a famous black TV show that people still come up to me to this day, be like, Fino,
Yeah.
man, I remember that episode. I remember that episode. It kind of makes you feel good that you've kind of etched your way into the culture that when I'm gone, people will still be like, yo, motherfucker was funny on that Jamie Foxx show.
Yeah.
Along with other things that I've done over the years, but that's the one that just was every week in your living room. They knew who I was. They know who I am to this day. So,
One last acting question before rapid fire. What was being on the set of the Frankie Lyman movie? What was like? I mean, because you're talking star-studded, man. When you go through that cast, I mean, yourself, Clifton Powell, Halle Berry, Lee Rashawn.
That was actually my second movie. That was actually my second movie I did with Halle.
Really?
In the same year. So I was seeing her because I was in BAPS.
She was in BAPS.
And we just got a cool little relationship. I'm just her little buddy, her little friend. You know what I mean? And yeah, man,
Is she really that fine up close and personal, bro?
Yes.
Word.
And especially around those times where it didn't get no finer than that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She was the epitome of what a dime was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At that time.
In the 90s.
Exactly. She had that category on lock.
On lock.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she was really cool, real down to earth. I didn't realize, Mike, it's crazy when you got to be around what you love too. Mm-hmm. The whole student of the game type thing.
Yep.
So people ask me, like, how did you find yourself in this business? Or how did you get to where you are? And blah, blah, blah. I owe a lot of it to being in it and around it. I felt like I was always in the right place at the right time and around people. And what happens is you soak up certain energies and certain things of why people became successful. I always pertain it back to sports because I love sports and I'm constantly talking about sports. You will hear some of the greatest athletes tell you, man, just being in the locker room with that dude.
Being in the locker room with the guys.
And seeing the way that dude handled his business on and off the court. Or how that dude, when he would walk from his car to the such as, or when the game is over, I'm like, hold up, the game is over. Why is he back down there working on his jump shot 50 more times? Or why is he here 3 hours before the games? Because he's practicing on being great. And if you want to be great, you might want to do the same thing.
Yeah.
So that's what I got from being around Will Smith all the time, from being around Martin Lawrence all the time, from being around Jamie Foxx every day, from being around Eddie. All these people all molded this little gumbo pot of who I became. Wow. You know what I mean? You want to be around people who are doing as much, if not more. That's the only way you can step your game up. I mean, if you want to hang around a bunch of suckers, You know what I mean? You gonna be on some sucker shit.
Well, they say you're only as successful as the top 5 people you hang around.
Period. Yep. And when you see certain people and what they did in their lives, I'm talking about the ones who either suck or ain't nobody or on some bullshit, and we all know them. We got them in our families and this and that. You go, that's why you fucking never got off that block. That's why you never did anything in your life. Look at the motherfuckers you're around. You don't have shit. You have nothing to look positive up to every goddamn day.
Yeah.
You're around niggas that wake up and just wake and bake every day. And by 9 a.m. they're high and ain't doing shit. Now it is 9 o'clock at night and you still ain't did shit. What did you do with your day, bro?
Yeah.
But you're the same dude that can sit around and try to hate on me and what I'm doing. And all I'm trying to do is get better, strive, be a better father, be a better actor, be a better person. I'm constantly working on me. But obviously now as a married man, as a husband, as a dad, I'm working on all those things too.
All that shit too. Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, man. And that's what I was joking earlier about being like focusing and like working hard to be. People think that you get married and it's add water and stir. You gotta work on your marriage every day.
Absolutely.
There's no book to being a dad. Like my story's out there. I have these older daughters, and 2 of them I have a relationship with, and then 2 I'm gaining one with, and then there's one that hates me and don't want to talk to me, and then there's the possible. Then I got my son, and now my wife's pregnant again, so I got another son coming, and it's just like, yo, it's a line. Then I'm building, investing, and then I'm writing.
You got a lot.
Doing all this shit. I'm doing sports talk. I'm on the phone with Fox Sports last week. Oh, you're in our plans for this fall. Stick around.
Right.
It's so much swirl.
Yeah.
You just have to go focus like this. And like you said, the cornball shit, the corny shit, the bacon, the drinking, the going out, the audit, the same. It's funny. You go back to your hometown, and it's true what they say. The same niggas are in the same place, doing the same shit, asking where the party at.
Absolutely.
It's the same. I go back home to VA. I shot one of my independent specials 2 years ago back home. And there's some people that's doing really well. But the cats who didn't want to see VJ succeed, the cats who told me not to move to LA, don't go out there, dog. It's different out there. It's a different type of life, I'm like, my nigga, I don't gang bang, nigga. I'm not worried about being in the wrong neighborhood. I'm going to Hollywood, nigga. I'm not going to Watts.
Right.
I'm going to Hollywood, bro.
But that's the mentality. That's the crab in the barrel mentality. And the majority of people in the world are that. Yep. The majority of people are followers.
Yep.
The majority of the people are not self-employed and independent. The average, brother in America, he's working for somebody else.
Yep.
He's not even got that mindset. If you don't have that mindset, then you know what? It's almost like love you, but they really can't even have a conversation with you.
Nope.
There's people that are in my family, love them to death, but I could never have these type of talks because they're not even mentally there. And they may be the same age as me and older. I just can't. It's like I can't be. It's almost like going back to the hood. I remember this hood. I remember that block. There he is, same block. Hey, nigga, still sitting where you always sat. What I see you, nigga.
You still on that? I see you got a new crate though.
Yeah.
No, the crate.
Right.
The crate. It's new,
right?
Right. The last shit was juice. That's milk.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Right. I could say hi. I could say hello, but that's about the extent of it, man. It's time for me to move. I can't be around negativity and stagnant and people that aren't trying to move forward. It's like that shit is dead weight. You don't need that.
No, not with all, like you said, not with being a husband, a father, and
exactly
all the other shit you trying to build and leave. And real talk, like we're in the same boat. We're around the same age. And even though I have older kids, like I got infants, bro. Like I'm starting over again. It's a different world than what I raised my daughters in. Yeah. Now I got this son that I got to kind of do it differently, but like you said, it's a whole different thing. All right, rapid fire, and then I'll let you get out of here, man.
And by the way, real quick, I love the name of your show, Unsportsmanlike Conduct. I'm a hockey fan, so that was dope when I saw that. I meant to tell you that.
I came up with the name because I'm very edgy. Dan Patrick once told me, I sent him a clip of my show. This is like, this is 8-9 years ago when I first started my show. I sent it to Dan Patrick. He said, I listened to about 2 minutes of it. He goes, you're good. He goes, you sound good. You got good vernacular. You speak. I can tell your passion. He goes, but networks will look at you as edgy. He said, but stay who you are. Build your own. It's going to take you longer to get to where you're trying to go because you want to be on ESPN, right? You want to be on Fight. And I was like, yeah. He said, but this is going to change where you're going to be able to have your own network and your own show. Give it some time. Dan Patrick told me this 9 years ago, and that's why I started investing. and he said, "But you're what they're sit around the table in the conference room and say he's risque
Of
because
course.
EJ will
Because you
say
don't fall into the
yes,
stereotypical
exactly.
safe, clean white guy
No,
type. No,
not
man. You
only
got
that,
personality, you got flag, you got swag, and that's something I hate to say it. I hate to bring this, the race thing in it, but they don't have
no,
that.
no, it's not. That's not that. And there's some brothers in the industry that don't have it neither.
Of
And
course,
when I
very
got
true.
hooked up with Mike Hill told me the same thing. Mike Hill, I was at a party with Mike Hill one night, and I'm in this circle of women talking. I'm not flirt. I'm really trying to network because one's like an Oscar winning producer, and the other one is a writer for CBS. So I'm really networking. Mike comes in the circle, puts his arm around me, he goes, "Big vanilla wafer, can I steal VJ from y'all?" And they're like, "Yeah, we're just talking to VJ." He pulled me to the side. He goes, "I want you to look around this party." I look around. It's only like 10 guys at the party. It's like 90 women.
Okay.
Mike Hill goes, "Do you know your demographic?" And I was like, "Yeah, like my sports, like the homies, man, the fellas." But he was like, "No. He goes, "I want you to look over your right. Don't make obvious." It's like 4 guys over my shoulder. He goes, "They've been hating on you since you walked in here."
Really?
He said, "You better understand this right now." He said, "Your demographic is women, all ethnicities, 25 to 55, and don't you ever forget it." He said, "Start to tailor your comedy around it. Start to tailor your sports talk around." He said, "But stay edgy." He goes, "Because people that want to invest money in independent," he goes, "and women like edgy." That's how unsportsmanlike conduct was birthed. Because I was trying to think of a name for my show, and
All
when
right.
you hear what's the worst penalty in sports, in football, unsportsmanlike
Unsportsmanlike
conduct,
conduct. Yeah.
in hockey, unsportsmanlike
It's a
conduct,
dope
and
name, man. It's a dope
so
name.
thank you. I appreciate. So that's how that name
Yeah.
was birthed because I didn't want to do. Cause I see a lot of stuff now. I saw In the Zone podcast or
Right.
Action One podcast or
Yeah.
Pass Interference Sports.
Right.
And it means
Yeah.
nothing. Like okay, pass interference. And I go okay. So what does that name mean? Oh, I just wanted a name that has something to do with sports.
Right.
With your show, like your
Right.
shit. The funny don't stop. You constantly have a motherfucker laughing. The
Period.
funny don't stop with you. It
Absolutely.
means
Something
something.
that
Yeah.
fits and something that
Yes.
is true and something that
Yes.
is real.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's where the name came from. So thank you, man. So all right,
Okay.
quick rapid fire. This is where I just throw kind of pick 'em questions at the pick 'em questions at my guests, and I just let them go from there. I think I got some good ones for you.
Okay.
So we'll start right here. Shaq or Akeem?
Shaq all day. But is there any explanations with this
Nope.
or?
Nope.
Okay,
You can
cool.
give
Because
one.
that's something I would be able to do, but I don't want to because you got to go, I got to go. But
Yeah.
I'll just give you the quick
Okay.
answer. Shaq.
All right. Pryor or Eddie?
Pryor.
Griffey or Bonds?
Griffey, because he's my friend.
Really?
Man, I talked to him last night.
Dog, Ken Griffey Jr. is my favorite baseball player of all time.
Man, he's
All
he's a
time.
huge fan of comedy.
Oh
We've been
my
friends
God.
for years. I just got to tell you a quick story.
Sure. Yeah,
Ready?
go.
Nike, Beaverton, Oregon,
Okay.
the campus,
Yep,
the
okay,
world
yep.
famous Nike campus. This
Yep.
shit's so huge, it'd make UCLA campus look like a nursery school, right?
Damn.
As you know, pretty sure you're a sports fan, you've heard,
Yeah.
people that have made Phil Knight over $100 million, they get a building.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
There's a Tiger building. They just now built a LeBron building. There's a Michael Jordan building. There's an Agassi building. Different buildings on the Nike campus, right?
Yeah.
So I did a show about a year and a half ago for 150 of the brand new Nike employees, right? On the campus. It's like a dream comedy job for me because I'm such a fucking sports fanatic.
I know.
I'm on the Nike campus. It was like Disneyland for a kid, right? And then at the end of me performing, not only did they pay me, they gave me $1,000, $1,500 worth of Nike shit. They just
Worth a Nike shot.
and you just go to the.
Ask if you got some swag.
Come
Like,
on, man. Come on.
right.
You get to go to the employee Nike store on the campus and have fun, right, dude? Amazing. I bought back shit for my kids, my family, everything. Blah blah blah. Right. So the lady who's in charge of giving celebrities tours of the Nike campus, she's been doing celebrity tours for 35 years. Right. She explains what this building is. What that lawn, that grass was on the World Cup today. That's where Tiger hit his first today, and that's the day that and Michael Jordan's first day. Here's where we all work. I mean, there's basketball gyms inside the goddamn campus, dude, that look like the Staples Center in Madison Square Garden. Just anything you for sports fanatics dream, right? So I get to Ken Griffey Jr.'s building. And I was like, oh shit. Ken got a beauty here. She's like, oh yeah. And let me explain. So as she's explaining, I get on my phone and I FaceTime Ken Griffey Jr.
Shut up.
I
Shut
go,
up.
nigga, I'm in
Shut
front of
up.
your building right now. Yo, Ken, let them know I need that new joint in a 9.5.
Yeah.
And I need some for my kids, right? And she goes, oh my God, is that really Ken Griffey Jr.? I was like, here, say hi to him. So I turned the phone around. She's like, oh my God, Ken, I'm a Nike employee. I've been here 35 years. I'm the one that sends you your shoes. And the nigga was laying on the table getting a massage out in Orlando somewhere. He said, Alex, nigga, I'm getting a massage, nigga. Hit me back. And I was like, all right, man, I'll talk to you later.
Hey,
She goes, can I tell you, you are the first celebrity in Nike history to actually call someone that has their own building and they actually answer and pick up. I was like, that's a historic fact right there. Thank you. Can I get a statue of a nigga on this somewhere?
Exactly.
A statue of me holding the phone and FaceTiming Ken Griffey Jr.
Exactly, right? Like,
Is that not a crazy story?
No, at first of all, it's a fucking dope story. So I ain't never asked a celebrity for shit in my career because that's just not my thing. So it's gonna be the first fucking time. Yeah, you need to make that connection. I don't give a fuck how it go down. Maybe I gotta get bigger. That's fine. I can wait. But before I die, dog, I used to get yelled at by my fall ball coach because I used to try to stand like Ken Griffey Jr. in the batter's box.
That's how much. Were you a lefty?
No, that's the problem.
Oh,
He said, "Get your ass on the other." Vernon, what are you doing? I'm switching, coach. You ain't switching shit. Get your ass. I wanted to be Ken Griffey Jr.
Yep.
Well, I never took care of a pair of sneakers more than I took care of my Griffies, and I had Jordans and all. I used to work at Athlete's Foot. You're old enough to remember Athlete's Foot.
Of course.
I worked at Athlete's Foot my sophomore, senior, junior, senior in high school. My last
in what city? In what city?
Back in Northern Virginia, right outside DC.
That's funny.
There was a mall across the street from my high school. After football practice, basketball practice, baseball practice, I would walk across the school at about 5:30, clock in for my 4-hour shift. Mall closed at 10.
6 to 10.
Work 6 to 10.
Yeah.
Work 6 to 10, and that was because back then we got 45% off.
Oh wow.
You still there, Alex?
I am. You got cut off. You cut off exactly at because back then we got 45% off. And
exactly.
That was it.
So what happened? I had to switch to my cell phone. My laptop went dead.
Oh wow!
My laptop went dead. But anyway,
I know how that
I was
works.
a big Griffey fan. I love Ken Griffey Jr. Man. So that was my guy. Brady or Joe Montana?
Brady, man.
The seven does it.
The 7 does it. I've had arguments and fights. I don't even like that guy, but you cannot deny his body of work and what the hell he has done.
Yeah.
The numbers don't lie, man. You got to give it to him. Whoever your favorite was, that dude's in a league of his own. For the fact that he went to another team that damn near sucked and still made it happen, yeah, man, it's a no-brainer.
Barry Sanders or Walter Payton?
Jeez.
Oh yeah, we getting good. Yeah, we only got a few more, but we getting good right now.
I'm gonna tell you what they both had kind of in common. Well, Barry, I always say if Barry Sanders had a line, he'd be Emmitt Smith.
Everybody says that.
Right. I mean, the reason why he had the most amazing highlights in running back history because the nigga was always running for his life because nobody was blocking for him. I was a kid, be like, I wish Barry Sanders could come to the Rams. God damn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Walter.
Y'all had Eric Dickerson, who, by the way, did my show before.
Eric's a good friend of mine, and Eric was another one of my idols growing up, and ended up being friends with him. Walter Payton, only because he got that Super Bowl in '85, right? He would have been in the exact same boat as Barry Sanders, as going down as one of the most incredible ever, one of the most exciting. I still, to this day, if I get off this with you right now, I could put on a highlight of Walter Payton and Barry Sanders, even though I've seen every single one of them, and still be entertained as if I've never seen it before.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I'm talking from Adrian Peterson to Ezekiel Smith. I have to look and go like, goddamn, that dude's runs were incredible. But if I had to pick between the two, I'd have to go to Walter Payton. Sweetness was just on a whole nother level.
Me too. I got another dope one for you. Rice or Moss?
God damn. See, but you're fucking around with the teacher and the student.
I go Moss.
Why?
Yeah, because
see, I was gonna say the only reason I was gonna say Rice, because not only was he one of the greatest route runners ever, and he was one of the greatest wide receivers all time, he got the rings also to do the complete package. So with that, with Randy Moss, don't get me wrong, Randy Moss, amazing, like entertaining, innovative with his height and what he did and the speed and everything. But if you're looking for the whole package, I would have to go Rice.
All right, I feel all that. I feel all that. I just think that Moss didn't get a chance to play with Montana. Moss didn't get a chance to have a Roger Craig, who was the first 1,000-yard rusher, 1,000-yard receiving, in the same season running back. Moss.
But you understand in sports, but Veejay, you know as well as I do. If was a fifth, we'd all be drunk, nigga.
We all be drunk. I know.
You get what I'm saying? We could be on this for 9 more hours saying, like, man, if Charles Barkley played with fucking, on the Lakers, if Charles Barkley played with Jordan, he'd have 6 rings. Yeah, it's just unfortunate. If Vince Carter played on a team that was winning, he would go down there. But individually, amazing. Did probably one of the greatest highlight tapes ever. But it's unfortunate. Not everybody gets that fortunate, man.
Last but not least, this one's right up your alley too, man. Players Club or Don't Be a Menace? I ain't gonna front. I got Menace, man. Menace is my shit. I love
Menace only because it was near and dear to my heart, because it was my first movie. It was the first movie I acted in. It was my first movie that I wrote. It was my first movie, and it was the first movie I wrote on. So it has so much, shout out to the Wayans family. Keenan Ivory Wayans, that gave us all us young comics, that opportunity. That was just my baby. That was the thing to put me on. Yeah.
I know Players Club is super popular, and I had a chance because of doing your show at the Ha of meeting Lisa Ray, seeing Lisa Ray. She's still so damn fun.
That's my sister. Love her to death. And Players Club was amazing.
I watched pieces of that show that they do on Fox Soul, honestly, just to stare at her. I feel like I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I just looked at the screen. Even when she got it, I made this joke one time. I said, Lisa Ray is the finest woman on planet Earth when she's got an attitude than any woman that's ever had an attitude in their entire damn life. There's nobody sexier pissed off than Lisa Ray in the history of pissed-offtivity.
That's funny.
No,
you need to take that clip.
I would do shit the fuck up on purpose. just so I can see her.
Hey. Her favorite color is white. You would step on her white pumps with some dirty Timberlands just so she can cuss you the fuck out.
Man, she get that lip poke going. She get that.
What we just did, you need to make that a clip and post that, and she might repost it, brother.
You know what? I'm going to do so. hey, Lisa, girl.
Hey, look, now here's the problem. Here's the problem.
Do that shit talking about Faith. Hey, Faith. Girl. Hey, Faith. I'm like,
hey, but here's the problem. And this is only me from personally knowing her like a sister for over 20 years.
Yeah.
If you call her Lisa, like you just did, she might spit in your face.
I heard that.
And then you're going to really get that angry, upset Chicago South Side come out. She hates with a passion. when somebody says Lisa.
It's got to be
And she
Lisa
don't
Ray.
care if she's never even met you before. Put it this way. I'm so close to her, brother-wise, we'll be somewhere, and if somebody says Lisa, I'll be like, bro, you might want to step back and don't ever call her Lisa again, because now she's going to want to probably punch you in your jaw.
Damn.
It's Lisa Ray. Her name is Lisa Ray McCoy.
Yeah, you're right. Lisa Ray is
Nigga, I've seen her. I don't care who you are. You could be Barack Obama. If you say Lisa, he'd be like, excuse me, Mr. President. Nigga, my name is Lisa Ray.
Damn.
Yeah, she's that serious about that. So just remember that. Or you might get your dream. You might run into her at the mall or something, or at the gas station. Call her Lisa, and then you get that anger. That south side of Chicago will come out.
I'm going to be putting on CarMax while I do it, too. Like,
Right.
yeah, nice to meet you. Lisa. Ooh, are you mad? Are you mad now?
All right. Please get mad.
Are you upset at me? Hey, man, this has been dope. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me, bro. This is real fun, man.
Yeah. We'll do it again, man. I know you got wild shit to do. I'll reach out in the
Yep.
after the draft, like maybe when like the playoffs get going and something. I'll reach out to you again, man.
Okay.
Jump back on and just talk some more sports.
No, we'll do that, and have all your followers just come check me out at the Funny Don't Stop
Tell
Show.
everybody where to get you, man. Tell everybody where to get you.
Yeah, the Funny Don't Stop Show. That's my podcast every single Tuesday. We are on all platforms, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify. We're on all that stuff. You can check us out live on our YouTube channel every single Tuesday, The Funny Don't Stop Show. The Instagram is at The Funny Don't Stop Show. And my Instagram is Funnyman Alex Thomas.
I'm trying. My son is trying to swallow a whole damn piece of candle. What are you doing? Give me this, son. My son.
I know how it is, bro. Oh, boy, you better be careful, man. The little kids will put everything in their mouth.
Look, mad because I took the shit from him.
Okay. Hey, don't let him put that in his mouth. Find him a toy that's big or something.
Man, let me tell you something. I just showed that on video. Now they're gonna call
Children's Services
on me.
Yeah.
Listen, man. I
All right,
appreciate
man.
you, brother. One love, man.
Appreciate you.
All right, man.
Later. All right.